Okay, marvellous. I'm actually loving this week. This is fabulous. I have two very special guests with me this afternoon, and actually it was a sold out show last night as well, so you better get your tickets fast, with Colin, Mochrie and Assad Mecci right here in the studio with me. Guys, thank you for popping in.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I have to start first of all by asking you to actually explain what the show is. Hypprov.
All right, I'll do that.
Colin.
Assad asks for 20 volunteers. He then hypnotizes them, pairs it down to the best 4 or 5, and then I do an improv set with them.
As you would, because we recognise, of course, Colin from Whose Line Is It Anyway and other television shows. So this is your bag, that's your speciality. And Assad, you are a world-class hypnotist.
That's right.
I'm afraid to look into your eyes now in case something strange happens. Okay, so then talk me through what happens.
So after I hypnotize them, Colin comes out and we put them in some interesting and funny scenarios, such as a blind date, where Colin's on a blind date with the person who's hypnotized, and Colin's just riffing off the people on stage. It's absolutely hilarious.
What happened at last night's show? That you have 500 people come to see this show, right?
Last night we had probably the best subjects that we've had. They've all been pretty good, but last night they were very special. There was one guy who was so intense. He was scared. He was so into it. He never smiled through the entire thing. He was totally under, but just so much fun to work with. I love the fact that we never know where the show is going to go. Our first rehearsal was basically our first show, because it was walking out going, well, I hope this works. People have come to see it.
Exactly.
Let's hope so. So the dynamics of you guys, how the heck did you get together? How did you come up with this? Who approached who?
Well, I emailed Colin through his website. It just kind of went in cold. And Jeff Andrews, our producer, and also Colin's manager, got back in touch with me. I said, I think it would be interesting to put together a show where I hypnotize some volunteers. We get Colin to improvise with them. And he said, sounds interesting, let's meet.
Oh, that's fabulous. How do you know for sure, Assad, that someone is fully under? You're in Scotland, people like a little bit of a drink. The show is at 10 o'clock at night. How do you know I'm under?
So I'm constantly looking for unconscious feedback from the people on stage. So I'm looking for changes in rate, location of respiration. So breathing changes, skin color changes, lacrimation of the eyes. So the eyes start to tear up, vasodilation. So the capillaries in the eyes become engorged, slow, sluggish movement, muted voice, mask-like facial expression.
Oh my word.
I'm looking for a checklist.
Don't ask me to repeat any of this, okay?
It's kind of what good poker players look for when they're trying to decide whether somebody's bluffing or somebody's got a strong hand. Same kind of stuff.
Okay, the whole physiology, you're looking at absolutely everything.
Yes.
What's the most nerve-wracking, because you are flying by the seat of your pants on this show, what's the most nerve-wracking part of the show?
Pretty much all of it.
The whole damn show.
There's never a point where I go, I can just relax here, it's going to work out. It's like I'm looking into blank eyes, which of course I'm used to, having worked with the guys on Whose Line. But it's I have to, in some scenes, push a little more and sort of direct the scene a little more because they're under a trance. The best times are when they're actually incredibly open and they're giving things that I can work with. But there are some times where you look into eyes and you go, okay, this is going to be some work. There's nothing coming back to me.
It's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
What are you expecting for the rest of the festival then?
Sold out houses, I guess, and standing ovations every night. That's what we look forward to.
You got that last night, though. You got a standing ovation last night.
Yeah, again, they were great subjects, and it was a great show. It's just so fast. The first 20 minutes of the show is Assad putting people under, which may sound, well, that's kind of boring, but I watch it every night, and it's so fascinating. I'm watching, I go, oh, that guy's under. Oh, no, he's kind of pretending he's not going to make it. So I have little bets with myself, and so far I'm making a lot of money. Do
you have techniques? That's good. Do you have techniques, Colin, to make sure that you yourself don't go under? You're listening to Assad's amazing voice that could put anyone under. And you have an amazing voice too, but do you register his voice? You think I need to switch off?
Yes, I have to. I can easily get into it. So I concentrate on the people who are being put under and try not to get swayed by the magnetic voice of Assad Mecci.
What do you mean by that, Colin?
You know what I mean.
I'm drifting off here. Hang on, I could be under. Colin and Assad, thank you so much for coming in to see us. The show, of course, is at the Assembly George Square Theatre, 10 o'clock, 500 people. Make sure you get your tickets early. Thanks for popping in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Gina.